Now, coming on to the classification. Classification of carbohydrates involves, see the table here. Carbohydrates can be considered as monosaccharides, disaccharides, oligosaccharides, and polysaccharides. In your notes, you have not mentioned disaccharide, but you should mention there disaccharides also, because disaccharide, let us first uh, I'll tell you the reason why later on. Monosaccharides are the sugars. Mono means one, saccharide means sugar. So one sugar molecule, those will be monosaccharides. These are categorized under the heading of monosaccharides because they have only one sugar molecule. The examples will be glucose, fructose, and galactose. Okay, these three examples are important. Out of these three monosaccharides, we have to study in detail glucose and fructose. Okay, now coming on to disaccharides. As the name suggests, now di means two, saccharides means sugar. So two sugar molecules combine to form disaccharides. Okay, so as for example, see the first one, sucrose. Sucrose is, what is sucrose? If you remember, you have studied this in class 9th. Sucrose is combination of glucose plus glucose. Yes, and lactose is combining two sugar molecules, that is, one is glucose plus galactose, give rise to lactose. Similarly, maltose, if you remember, maltose has two glucose units, that means glucose plus glucose give rise to maltose. So these are disaccharides. Now the oligosaccharides. Oligosaccharides yield from 2 to 10 sugar molecules. So disaccharide can also be considered as oligosaccharide, but it's better to understand it separately for greater understanding. So here in oligosaccharides, these are the compounds that yield about upon hydrolysis. Hydrolysis, you understand, breaking down with the help of water. Hydrolysis. So they will yield from 2 to 10 sugar molecules of same or different monosaccharide types. For example, if we call about tetrasaccharide will be stachioz. Here the stachioz is written, that is a tetrasaccharide. Whereas a trisaccharide, raffinose is a trisaccharide. Raffinose, rabinose, rhamnose, all these are trisaccharides. If we talk about pentasaccharides, verbose cause, you will come to know about all these words. It's there in, it's very much there in your notes. You just need to understand and just learn two examples each for your exam purpose. The next will be polysaccharides. Polysaccharides upon hydrolysis yield more than 10 or sugar molecules. In your notes you have written 50 molecules, so it is actually polysaccharide. You will correct it there because I can see your notes also, there it is written more than 50, just correct it to 20, more than 10 or more than 20. Starch, for example, glycogen, for example, and cellulose, for example, are all polysaccharides. Polysaccharides can again be of two types, homopolysaccharide and heteropolysaccharide. Homopolysaccharides, as the name says, homo means same, polysaccharide is a polysaccharide. So when the repeating unit in a polysaccharide is same, it is called as homopolysaccharide. For example, starch, cellulose, chitin, glycogen, all these are homopolysaccharides. Now, the next class is heteropolysaccharide. Similarly, you can think of heteropolysaccharides which have different repeating units. For example, peptidoglycan. Have you heard about peptidoglycan? Peptidoglycan is present in the bacteria. You have to study peptidoglycan also in detail. I will tell you further. So, for this classification, you understand monosaccharide, disaccharide, oligosaccharide, and polysaccharides. After that, let us compare between fructose and glucose. See the structure and understand. I want you people to understand how the basic structure. This is a chain structure. So here, this is fructose. In fructose, count the number of carbons: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So 6 carbons are present in fructose and count the number of carbon in glucose. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 here. But can you see any difference in the structures? Just see the structure for 2-3 seconds. Yes, see here, the first carbon is here. The first carbon is having CH2OH. The second carbon is bound by a double bond to the oxygen. Whereas here in glucose, the first carbon itself is bound to the double bond O. That is, here in glucose, there is no carbon which is not bound. The first carbon is actually not free. The first carbon is bound to the oxygen molecule. So this structure is very important. I will make you understand from one more structure. See here, glucose. This is glucose. The first carbon attached to the double bond O. Here the second carbon, third carbon, fourth, fifth and sixth. This is a chain structure. When they cycle, they form a cyclic structure. They form a this kind of structure. What happens? See here, we start the numbering from the first carbon that is attached to the oxygen, is given priority, the functional group. If you are studying this in chemistry, you will understand how the numbering is being done, because the carbon which is attached to the functional group remains the first one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. 6 carbon. Sixth carbon is this one. So this is the structure where oxygen is present inside the cycle, and the carbon which is directly attached to the cycle to the oxygen in the cyclic structure is considered to be 1, and we generally go clockwise. Now here if we compare it with the diagram of fructose, we have oxygen present in the cyclic structure. So the carbon which is attached to the oxygen cannot be given the lowest possible number. So we are numbering the other carbon here as 1, and second carbon here, third, fourth, fifth and sixth carbon here. So this is again a cyclic structure where oxygen is present in the cycle, and this kind of sugar is having 5 corners. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 hands, and this is the structure of fructose. So here you need to understand that both are different. In glucose, if we talk about glucose, it is the here the starting what is the function of glucose? Glucose is the monosaccharide which provides us energy to carry out all life processes. It is also it is the sugar which is referred this kind of sugar is present in the as the blood sugar. When we talk about blood sugar present in humans, it is present in the form of glucose. That is why a diabetic person has a higher level of glucose or lower level of glucose depending on the disease. So there should be a regular concentration of glucose maintained in the blood for proper functioning. Now, one more important thing about glucose is that it is the sugar which is present in green grapes. So, a diabetic person is not allowed to eat, should not eat, is suggested not to eat green grapes, because green grapes have glucose in them, and that will ultimately will not be good enough for the diabetic patient. Now coming on to fructose. Fructose is generally referred to as the fruit sugar because it is present in all the fruits except the green grapes which has glucose. I just now told you it is sweetest of all sugar, and it is found in the blood of fetus in ruminants. It's a very important fact you need to understand. The chemical difference you can see here is that the chemical difference will be that in if you have studied aldehydes and ketones, and you see here HCHO, this kind of HCH, either the long chain is there, so this is an aldehyde group. But if we talk about this group, you can see carbon directly attached to the oxygen, and then carbon is attached to other two carbons. So this group is a ketone group. So the major difference between glucose and fructose is that glucose has an aldehyde group, whereas fructose has a ketone group. Clear? This is very important. You need to draw these diagrams for at least glucose and fructose. Galactose I am not taking into consideration, but galactose is also having this kind of structure. But greater detail you need to study about glucose and fructose.